Good morning from the explorer of the seas. We've been on our cruise for 7 days now, and we've established just a little bit of a routine. So I'd love to take you through our day and give you a bit of a ship tour as well, because this ship is crazy. So welcome to that. We are starting our day with some breakfast. We're on 6 and heading up to 11 for the Windjammer. Every morning we do the buffet breakfast at the Windjammer. You have the option to go to a restaurant if you go early enough. Wow, we've been loving the buffet here. So much food to try. They have really good pancakes, really good almond pancakes if you come on the right day. And our favorite part is when you walk in, they're singing the Washie Washie songs. So everyone washes their hands. Kind of nice to see some friendliness on a cruise ship. Thank you so much. They do have regular coffee. I've been ordering lattes because we got the drink package. Don't know if I'd say it's worth it for most people. Definitely do the math and see how much you drink. It's forced us to drink a lot more than we usually would. And that's where I think it might have been a little bit of a mistake. But the coffee is making up for the alcohol that we're not drinking. So usually after breakfast, we change into our swimmies and we head over to the pool. But in unfortunate news, James ended up getting pretty sick. We don't know if it's the month and a half of travel catching up to him or if he's just sick. So probably not smart to be going out and about and being in the pool. So instead, I'm gonna take you on a ship tour while he gets a little bit of a rest. So let's go. On our own for this cruise tour, and this is not even close to the biggest ship in the Royal Caribbean lineup, but it is huge. So what I'm gonna do is start at the very top. We're gonna go through all the fun floors, but I'm just gonna skip the ones that are just rooms because you don't care about that, you want the fun stuff. So we're going all the way up to 14 to start. So right now, nothing crazy is going on here behind me, but this is where Dizzy's is. This is where the nightclub is late at night. They have a lot of different events that go on here, but we've been coming for that nightclub. We have DJ Josh on this ship, and he has been going too hard with some of the music. We've been drinking way too much in this spot. They also have a really nice Japanese restaurant here, but just to save your time, I am going to not include all of the things that cost extra. I'm just gonna include the things that everyone can have on this ship without paying for, just because personally, we haven't gone to any of the restaurants that are extra because you really don't need them. But now we're down on the 13th floor, which is where you've got all the sports courts. So we're heading out to that. It is really windy and loud out there, so I came inside to tell you all about the sports court on floor 13. We've got the volleyball court where they also do basketball tournaments and just different games like dodgeball out there. And then as you keep walking, you come across the different slides right next to the cornhole. The slides hang right over the edge of the ship when you're going through, and it's clear right there, so it's pretty crazy. It's a Cyclone and the Typhoon are the names of these two. After you pass the slides, you end up over at the Flow Rider where you get to go surfing on the ship. It looks like so much fun, and we really wanted to do it. We saved it until today, not knowing that James would get sick. So if you come on a Royal Caribbean ship, please do it in the name of us. Once you keep walking from there, you end up over at the mini golf course, which is so much fun with a bunch of fun little decorations all over the place. And you cannot forget about the rock climbing wall. That's also something that we really wanted to do while we were here, but unfortunately I don't want to do it without James, so that's another thing you have to do in the name of us when you come here. There's also a ping pong table here where they do ping pong tournaments, and we have seen some people get demolished on those tables. People are good at table tennis. As you leave the table tennis area, you're going to pass things like shuffleboard, little hopscotch areas, giant chess areas, things like that. Now we're at our first of mini lounge areas. Right behind me is a giant screen where they play movies at night, and they'll play Happy TV throughout the day, which is just a bunch of animal, like dog videos that are so cute to watch. This is also the floor with one of our favorite bars, so I'll be taking you over to that right now. Now we're heading down the stairs to deck 11, which is the pool deck. This is a stage where they play different kinds of music. Right now we've got DJ Josh over there, but I'm going to show you the main pool where we actually have not spent any time at all. I'll show you the pool that we have been spending time at after. Not only is this the pool deck, this is also the deck with the Windjammer where we had breakfast this morning. This is also where we've been eating lunch. So on our way out, probably going to stop in and get some lunch. but I'm gonna keep going through and take you over to the solarium from here. This is the solarium on deck 11, and it has been our favorite place to go in the pool and the jacuzzis, and another one of our favorite bars because it's usually not as busy as the other ones. And I'll probably have to grab a drink while we're over here. Thank you. You know I had to do it. It's the rules on a cruise ship. You have to get a frozen drink by the pool. If you haven't tried a frozen mojito, I discovered them on this ship and I'm never going back. They're so good. From deck 11, we're gonna start really making our way down to deck 7. Below us, it's pretty much just rooms. Deck 7 has a library, so we're gonna be very quiet through that for a quick peek, and then we're gonna go down to the actual promenade where things get interesting again. I was on the wrong side of the ship, so we're walking through all of the rooms right now to get over to the library. How exciting. I've actually never been to the library until right now, so we're gonna experience this together. So right behind me is the library on deck 7, where you'll find a lot of people mostly playing games and going on the internet, not really reading too much, because honestly, most people are reading on the pool decks on their lounge chairs, but really cool place to have some fun and kind of have a little bit of a different scenery. I'm glad that I finally got to check it out on our last day. From deck 7, deck 6 has the Nextcruise station, which is honestly just this right here. That's where you can book your next cruise. You get a discount if you book a cruise on a cruise. But from there, we're gonna go down to deck 5 to the Promenade, which really feels like a street. It does not feel like it belongs in a cruise ship. It's huge and I'm very excited to show it to you, so let's head down. Before you get to the Royal Promenade, you are going to pass the R bar as well as guest services, and something that I should probably mention is that everything's a little bit busier today than it usually is just because it's our last sea day, so warning about that. Now we're heading into the Promenade. So the Royal Promenade is practically like a whole fashion district. You can go shopping here, you can get a bite to eat. There's a pub. There's also Cafe Promenade, which is the free location here where you can get coffee, you can get sweets, you can get pizza anytime throughout the day. This has been our favorite place to stop for late night pizza after the club. That pizza is fire. At the very end of the Royal Promenade, you've got the Star Lounge right behind me. Right now, it looks like they're doing an art auction or something like that, but this is where we have been frequenting most of our nights. There's a bar in there, and this is usually where they're doing the trivia games, the name that tune, things like that. And not to brag, but we have been consistently on the winning team, so just saying. Moving on. Now we're heading down to deck 4, where you're not only gonna find the big theater, you're also gonna find the big casino. And it's been so long since we've been back in Vegas. We've been in Europe. It feels way longer than it's honestly been. And the casino was the first place that we were like, it feels like home, which we don't even gamble. So that's really weird. That's saying a lot about how much we miss home right now. And surprise, surprise, as soon as you leave the casino, you've got another bar. This one's the Tavern. And on the other side, you've usually got kind of like an art gallery, but because the other theater is doing an art show right now, it's a bit empty. So we're gonna go right through the Tavern to keep our tour going along. At the other end of the 4th floor, you've got the Sapphire Dining Room. And I had to double check, to be honest with you, the name of it. And this goes through floors 3, 4, and 5. We've usually been dining on floor 3, but occasionally they'll put us up on 5 because we did the anytime dining. I would definitely recommend making a reservation if you're okay with planning out your days. I've never been on a cruise ship that doesn't have a super nice dining room, and this one did not disappoint. Definitely recommend doing the fancy dinners on your cruise. Even if you don't do it every night, it's technically something you already paid for in the price of the ship. So why not take advantage and get a little fancy for once? Or maybe you get fancy all the time. For me, it's for once. Now we're gonna head down to deck 3, which has also been a big frequent for James and I. They have so many fun places down here that I can't wait to show you. Another one of my favorite places on this ship is Studio B on the 3rd floor. This is not only an ice rink during the day, it also transforms into a silent disco or a club during the nighttime. They also have a lot of really crazy and fun shows here. If you do ever take a Royal Caribbean cruise and you're 18 or over, you have to go to the Crazy Quest. That was so much fun. If you don't find James and I on the 14th floor at the club, you're gonna find us in Studio B instead. Aside from Studio B on deck 3, you've got the photo gallery, and then on the other side you've also got the main entrance to the dining room. And I can't forget, throughout this whole ship, you've got the glass elevators right in the middle. I'm gonna wrap up the ship tour right there just because deck 2 is pretty much just rooms and a conference center. And then deck 1 is where you get off the ship and you go to the medical facilities and stuff, which we don't need. Oh, my elevator. Caught my elevator. I'm gonna go check on James and see how he's doing. And then I think we're gonna hit the Windjammer and see if we can get some lunch. Whee! James is mustering up all his courage to join me for lunch. I offered to just get him some food and bring it back because he's not getting better throughout the day, but he is making it through to get out there, trying to enjoy the last day as much as possible. And this is really where having a balcony came in handy, because even though you're laying in bed all day, you're still looking out in the ocean and enjoying that cruise life a bit. But I figured this is as close to a room tour as we're gonna get. You've got a couch, a desk with a TV, the bed, the balcony, and then I'll take you into the bathroom as well. It's nothing too crazy, but after all the time we've spent in Europe, this room is huge to us. Here's our bathroom, and this has been the best shower we've had all the month and a half that we've been traveling. Good water pressure, enough room for your elbows. It's the biggest shower we've had. I have never thought that I would say a cruise ship shower is the best shower, but it has been. And then we've got our closet right here as well. So there's your room tour. Time for some food. Some really good looking lunch options today. A staple is their mashed potatoes. So good. And around the back, they've got their burger and hot dog area. James just immediately went back there and completely skipped the rest of the buffet. But I'm gonna take my way through and see what I find. So obviously, staples, French fries, mashed potatoes, chicken tenders, baked pasta, all good. One that surprised me, their ribs are actually really good. After lunch, we're heading into Studio B to watch an ice show. I'm super excited because I've seen so much about these when researching the cruise, but haven't been to one yet, and it already looks incredible. I'm so excited. That was incredible. Wow, I can't believe that you can watch a show like that on a cruise ship. That was probably one of the craziest shows I've seen on a cruise ship or not. Fun fact for you, I actually used to dance on cruise ships. That's part of why it holds a special place in my heart, aside from meeting James on a cruise ship. But I cannot believe they're doing lifts and jumps like that on a ship, because I remember when I used to do a leap as a dancer on a ship. The ship can move like this, and all of a sudden you thought the ground was here, now it's here. With ice skates on and on ice, I do not know how they're able to do all that. I'm very impressed. After that show, we needed to get back out into the sun and into another drink. Thank you! I ordered something not even knowing what it is, and I'm really excited. This is just a milkshake. It's so good. Since James isn't feeling too well, I'm not trying to drink to feel anything. I'm just trying to meet the quota on our drink package. So I'm getting all of the milkshake kind of smoothie type drinks, and I'm gonna enjoy this out on our balcony up until dinner time. Since we last talked, I might have gone up for a couple more drinks, and I did my hair, and now it's time to get dressed for dinner. And we're ready to go. Dinner has had different themes every single night. You've had Italian night, French night. Tonight's kind of like a Mediterranean farewell night. And the way that I've been going about dinner is a ton of appetizers sound great and a ton of desserts sound great. And so I usually end up getting multiple of one or the other. That's the same thing with tonight's menu. I really like a lot of the appetizers. Some of the desserts sound good, but the mains, I'm like, just give me 7 appetizers and I'm good. Arguably the best part of dinner, the bread, so good. And I've decided I am gonna restrain myself tonight. I'm getting 2 appetizers, but I will only get 1 dessert, and then obviously a main as well. But when you're on a cruise, you gotta try things. So that's the fun of it. I'll do the tapas and the asparagus as well.
Tapas and asparagus?
Yes, please.
Back to my YouTube channel.
Thank you. Got our drinks. I got a mango mojito, and appetizer number 1 is asparagus. This is so random. But if there's one thing we're consistently talking about being super good, it's the asparagus on this ship. They just know how to make it right. Our server tonight is fantastic. His name's Mohammed, and he every time he brings a course, he's like, turn the camera on, it's time. But we've got appetizer number 2, which is Mediterranean tapas. We've got a hummus, a tzatziki, a Greek salad, and some pita bread. Hummus, that's really good. That's like a red pepper hummus. Tzatziki. Greek salad's really good too. So far, great success. And then I'll do the grilled Mediterranean steak. Main courses here. I got Mediterranean steak with potato wedges and sauteed vegetables. It smells very good. And there's this dipping oil butter stuff. No idea what it's for. I'm just gonna dip everything into it until I find a good combo. That pink. That is so good. I'm gonna have to ask what this is at the end of the meal because this is what's making or breaking it right here. Just ask. It's a chimichurri. Super good. I'll do the crema.
Salana.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Salana for you, right?
Thank you. Yeah. So everyone else got an apple crumble. I got something Catalina. It's like a creme brulee, except for it has dulce de leche in it. Very excited to try it out. That's super good. I kind of like it more than a creme brulee. When you're on a Royal Caribbean, get this one. I wish I could tell you the actual name, but now that the menu's gone, so is the name. And James says the apple crumble is also very good. So tonight, a huge success. Crema Catalana is what it's called. So good. Would highly recommend.
Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the Kassidy YouTube channel.
Our after dinner routine has been to walk the deck and kind of just walk everything off. So we are gonna walk deck 4 today. Ooh, and there's a beautiful sunset. If you're like our dad, let me clarify before I finish that sentence real quick. I was raised by my grandparents, so I don't really say dad-in-law or mom-in-law. I don't have a mom or dad, so I just say mom or dad. It's James's mom and dad. But if you're like our dad, I'm just gonna say that from now on, so just get with it. If you're like our dad and you don't like crowds, deck 4 is definitely the place to be because it is the least crowded. Most people are gonna be walking around the main decks, not really around this area. And clearly you saw what a beautiful sunset we got to capture, some shuffleboard here. So some great things to walk around and take a look at while you're working off your dinner. Heading back to the room after our walk, and it is always so sad on a cruise when you start seeing everyone's luggage back out. Just a signal that it's the end. Soda has been acquired, which means that's the end of the activities that we're doing tonight. With James being sickie and all that, this was definitely the move for us. If you made it through to the end, I appreciate you so much for watching. I hope you had fun joining us on our last day on this ship. If you did, please feel free to subscribe or comment and leave a like for James pushing through dinner. I am so proud of him. How tough is he? Anyway, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.